Hi everyone, welcome to my vlog. I'm so glad you're here. And if you're new here, I do a vlog every week just to update you on the projects I'm doing and all the moving and the sewing room and all that stuff, just things going on in my daily life. And I also do every week a lessons from an old quilt segment, and also I have an organization challenge that's currently happening. So check out my other videos and please consider subscribing. As always, it really helps support me. So a few things I wanted to talk about was, first of all, it is National Quilting Month. Who knew? I didn't even know that, and I've been quilting for a long time. I think somewhere in my mind I knew there was a National Quilting Month, but I don't know, I would have never said it was March. I wouldn't have been able to remember that part of it. So there's a lot of things happening on Instagram, on Facebook, on even YouTube, celebrating National Quilting Day. So make sure you check that out. It's a wonderful way to celebrate us as makers and to just have that community. So also, on top of it being National Quilting Month, National Quilting Day is March 20th of 2021. So woohoo! It's a Saturday, the third Saturday of the month. And again, there's activities and all kinds of things happening. So check those out. So a few updates on my sewing room. So the desk arrived, we started to put it together, and about half of the 400 pieces, I'm exaggerating a little, but there were a lot of pieces, about half of them were broken or chipped. So unfortunately, shout out to Wayfair, because that's where I ordered it from, and they did refund our money, but I am without a desk still, and I'm trying to find one that I think will work, that is higher, maybe a higher quality, and I definitely will use Wayfair again. I've used Wayfair before, so I'm not trying to say that it was Wayfair's fault, but this particular company that works with Wayfair, the quality wasn't there, unfortunately. But I am hopeful that I will have a desk for next week. Also, no door yet, but that's supposed to come in this week. We knew that that was back ordered because of the pandemic and everybody, fixing up their houses. Everything seems to be very slow with anything building and home improvement. So we are told it will be in this week. Yay! So next week for the vlog, hopefully I'll be able to show you my door to my sewing room. However, my wonderful husband, let's see, it's always backwards on my monitor here, so he hung my thread rack. Yay! So I have my threads up and they're organized, and I love this thread rack. He built it, designed it and built it, and I had it in my old house, and we finally got it up in here, and it's really a wonderful tool that I can keep my threads all together. Back in September, when we were just starting this endeavor, there is a video of him building it, and I'll put a link here so you can check that out, but it's a really cool rack. The other update I wanted to give you has to do with my organization challenge. So I actually took my own advice and pulled out my manual and decided to challenge myself to do something that was something I've never done before with my sewing machine. So I decided to make a buttonhole and to actually sew the button onto something using my sewing machine. I can't tell you how empowering that was to actually make a buttonhole. I know it might sound silly to some of you, maybe you've done that before, but I had never done it and I was a little afraid of it because the foot is pretty intense, and I didn't know how to use it or anything. In fact, it was still in the packaging, so I was intimidated by it, but I'm so glad I did, because again, it just empowered me as a maker, and it's another tool in my toolbox I can put buttons on, As far as attaching the actual button to the fabric for the buttonhole, I would do that by hand. That was very stressful for me because I was so afraid that when I was adjusting the width of the button, the holes on the button, that I was going to break a needle. So to me, that wasn't worth the stress. It was neat, and I'm glad I experienced it. I can't see myself ever doing that again, but I absolutely will make buttonholes again. It was so easy. So check out those machines and the different things that you can do with them. So the fabric I used was left over from this bag that I made a while ago using the Tula Pink, I forget the name of it, I'll put it on the screen though, of the Tula Pink line of the sewing line that was out, I think in the fall or even last summer. And so it is just a leftover panel I had. It does have batting on it. It was like a fusible batting that I put on the back when I was making the bag. So I just use that. So it is a little puffier than maybe a regular buttonhole on, say, a shirt or something like that, but it still works. I had so much fun doing that, and I can't wait to explore some other things, even though I was scared. So do it scared. If you're afraid to try something with your sewing machine, do it, do it. I so encourage it. So some other projects I've been working on are the focus cutting blocks that I talked about last week, and I finally got caught up, which feels really good. This month's theme is books. It's a lot of fun to dig through my fabric scraps and to find things that go with the theme, and it just challenges me to use some different shapes that I normally wouldn't with English paper piecing, because I've never done the half hexies and trying to add those in. You have to do the frame first and then you put the middle in, so you slide it in and sew that. So that was challenging for me, and it's been a lot of fun, and I'm becoming an expert now that I've done 9 of them, so that's cool. The other thing that I've been working on, my crazy quilt blocks. Whoops, they're backwards. My crazy quilt blocks, I have about 17 done. I want to have 25 finished before I put them together. I'm going to do a lap quilt with them. Anyway, stay tuned for that as I put it together. I'm hoping next week to be on my vlog to show you how I'm putting them together. So I do have a block here that I had to piece pieces together, 3 pieces together to make a long enough strip. You can see it right here. There are 3 fabrics, and I just did that on the machine. So what I did was I pieced the strips together, or the chunks together first, and then I just finger pressed them, and then I sewed the strip on. And that's just a good tip too, if you just don't have enough of the bigger pieces to accommodate the size that you need for that area when you're doing stitch and flip. So just another tip to help with that. Thank you so much for watching and catching up with me on what we're doing and what I'm working on. Things are coming together nicely. I have to be patient with myself, and I have to be patient with just the process of getting organized. I want to do it all at once, and I want to have everything done, and it's not going to happen. So make sure you take some time to sew and be creative, and just have a wonderful week. And I'll see you next week on my next vlog. Bye.